It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? It's time now for the Peter Channel 10 o'clock news on this Wednesday evening, February 8, 2017. Good morning, I'm Peter Wiggins, and your news headlines on top story 10 is get ready for a major snowstorm that's going to be hitting the region tomorrow. It's going to be no school in many Edinburgh school districts Thursday because of the noise expected to pan here with about a foot of snow. By early Wednesday night, it had been announced tonight. By school officials, there will be no school Thursday in Edinburgh, Mansfield, Norton, Foxborough, that reopened for Seacock Public Schools, and Bishop Field in Edinburgh, Norfolk Aggie, and Foxborough Region Charter Schools have canceled classes as many as other school districts around this region, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. Trash pickup Thursday has been delayed by 1 day in many communities including Edinburgh, North Edinburgh, Mansfield, and Seacock. Police departments and parking bans and the enforcement of winter parking bans. In addition, the parking ban in Edinburgh will be from 11 p.m. Wednesday to 6 a.m. on Friday, according to the mayor's office. In Seacock, Police Chief Craig Mason has a parking ban from 7 a.m. Thursday to noon on Friday. Mansfield Police said a parking ban will be enforced from 11 p.m. Wednesday to 7 a.m. on Friday. North Edinburgh is issued a winter parking ban from December 1st to April 1st, in which police can ticket cars parked on snow public roads between 1 a.m. and 6 a.m. Police say vehicles that interfere with snow removal operations can be towed anytime during a storm. We'll have more of that coming up on the Peter Channel 10 o'clock news weather segment coming up in a couple of minutes. Here. Other news. Senator Jeff Sessions, Republican Barometer, Capitol Hill Wednesday after he's confirming his nomination as Attorney General has been fiercely opposed by Democrats. The figure of President Trump's attacks on the judicial crew grew on Wednesday, and his nominee for the Supreme Court criticized reordening against demoralizing the nation's judges. Donald Trump said notes from tweeted his daughter Ivanka Story for the fireworks vote for final voted Jeff Sessions. Theresa May's in his Brexit vote. A victory should leave her happy, but might not to be coming to pass. Later on Wednesday, the Prime Minister persuaded the House of Commons to back her original 137-word draft, while the standard is ripped off in the European. The office middle of the health insurer at Anthony City in Los Angeles, California, as U.S. court blocks Anthem Signature deal dealing the blow with consolidation. U.S. President Donald Trump sent a letter to Chinese leader thanking him for a congressional note saying that he looks forward to being the salt time between the world's biggest economies. Somalia's MPs that are elected to Somalia, U.S. national, as the country's new president of vote, Elder Amkaf Hager, ex-Prime Minister Mohammed Abdullah Farmajo Mohammed beat President Ashraf Sheikh and Mohammed a surprise result. Syrian rebels backed by Turkey attacked the same position last month of Aleppo province. Pope Francis arrives at an audience for members of the entrepreneurs for Academic Communion at the Paul VI Hall as Pope Turkey streamed regular Muslims. Shadow Rock Sioux Chairman David Archibald II arrived in Washington Tuesday after expected to make a last-minute pitch to head off the Dakota Access Pipeline at scheduled White House meeting the next morning. Washington President Trump either has Boston Lawrence contested his immigration and executive order for the first time Wednesday. There's no hesitation about the Gunnerfish plan before it was signed. St. Petersburg, Florida, 5 circus performers were seriously injured in fall Wednesday when a pyramid set involving famed time walker Nick Mullen and Went Howie. Emmett Till's cousin would like to see a 40s explore. New question is right as 1955 murders. Those questions are real because Carol and Britt joined him has been she lied with his shit about it. Till touched her lie that she repeated the FBI. President Trump met with Brian Crescent, chief executive officer of the U.S.-based technology company Intel, on Wednesday to announce a $7 billion investment in advanced computer chip factory in Chandler, Arizona. Whole Foods marketing company will close 9 shows and scale market expansion plans and circle sided the challenges yet facing the pioneer natural foods grocer. San Francisco, Twitter expected to report a fourth quarter earnings before the market opens on Thursday as earnings forecast. And the Nelson Factory reported earnings of 12 cents a share. Procter & Gamble Company is on track to give shareholders $22 million in 2017. The newly discovered gecko species from Madagascar and the master escape artist and screaming fast like a lizard, it can lose its tail and grow a new one. Researchers have discovered a new cave in Israel that is saying what's called Dead Sea Scrolls, making just 12 such cave in its kind found. A Queensland scientist has played a very the world and the world first discovered a middleweight black hole space extended 40 years in a search into universe to find it. Scientists have discovered evidence of the massive in a New Zealand landslide next to Australia's Great Barrier Reef there. William Knowles scientists at least 300,000 years old and 32 cubic kilometers in volume, 32 times the size of the other rock landmark. A law that would give trivial place to Eastern accident medicine not yet FDA approved that supported Donald Trump according to the Wall Street Journal. A 6-year-old boy had been founded of a brain tumor since infancy taught a Superman t-shirt to serve with Wiggins and a Cuban Ferry Belt. Children's Health from Pittsburgh University of Pittsburgh Medical Center Thursday. Peter Children's Time is now 10:05 on this Wednesday evening, and it's time now for a traffic and trend report. Beep! That's WMBT, where the MBT will run regular service despite the winter storm. Portland Transit Bridge Mountain Lanes will northbound services from downtown President State Street today due to speed restrictions. And in additional information, if you are taking MBT and commuter rail, please be at platforms 5 to 10 minutes prior to departure ensure time. Havel Line train 225, 920 from North Station stop at 5 minutes basket between Winning Depot and Haverhill. And on the ferries day out, lucky again. Okay, take a look at the hours and byways. First of all, starting off down in New York City here. We're 78 with the westbound times back into Jersey City. Midtown tunnels backed up and Brooklyn bridges are backed up. 98 on both ends is backed up. The Lower Manhattan, 678 on both ends, bound to Forest Hills, 678 northbound side, bound to Jamaica, 95 on southbound side, bound to the Bronx. Interstate 8 on the both ends, back from Route 95 out of the Bronx. And Interstate 91 on the northbound side, the Little Store just around 84, Hartford, Connecticut. But how is it byways? Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, lucky again. Except for 485 on southbound side, Little Store between Haverhill and North, there. And I was byways at Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, out, lucky again, stuff down 295. Westbound side, little slow around Route 95, around the main turnpike to Port Maine here, and I was by west upstate New York. Look again. Peter Channel News Time, 10:06 p.m. on this Wednesday evening, and it's time now for a weather report, and it turned out to be a nice, mild Wednesday in the weather department, but don't be the same, because we are in for a ton of snow for tomorrow. Tons of snow for tomorrow here. All right. All right, our current conditions here in North Massachusetts at 10:07 p.m. on this Wednesday evening, February 8th. It's 94 degrees, temperature in Newport, 97% humidity, and 29.67 inches. All right, current conditions around region, it's 43 in Boston, 39 in Beverly and Gloucester, 37 in Concord and Fitchburg, 34 in Worcester, 37 in Norwood, 32 in Taunton, 39 in Bedford, and 36 in Plymouth, 39 in Falmouth, 43 in Chatham, 43 in Provincetown, 43 in Nantucket. It is 37 degrees out of Martha's Vineyard. It's 41 out in Newport, 39 out in New Bedford. It's 43 Providence, and in Buckeye, 44 Montauk, 45 Islip, 44 New York City, 45 in Richmond, New Haven. It's 39 in Denver, 36 in Waterbury, 41 in Meriden, 36 in Hartford, Winslow, 36 in Springfield, 30 out in Greenfield and Pittsfield, Northwest Massachusetts, plus 30 in Albany, New York, and Bennington, Vermont, 32 in Vermont, 34 in Silver Springs. It's 20 in Keene, New Hampshire, 34 in Lincoln, New Hampshire, 32 in Concord, New Hampshire, 34 in Manchester, New Hampshire, 34 in Jefferson, New Hampshire, 48 in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 34 degrees up in Port Maine. Here. Okay, look at that current map conditions around the region. It shows 3 regions of high pressure. 1 in Southern California, Baja California, Mexico, Northern Bahamas, and Mexico. And number 1 in the Colorado Rockies, and number the Dakotas, down from Missouri. Here. And we got a station front from Washington State, stretching merging over warm front from Idaho, stretching all the way down around the Rockies, and it's merging over cold front from Mexico, stretching all the way down to Texas, and stretching about to the western counties, merging over a station front from Virginia, all the way off the Atlantic coast, merging cold front off the Jersey coast, stretching up the Atlantic seaboard of the maritime parts of Canada, low pressure on Princeton and down to some stationary and a warm front way off the Carolina coast. Our pair of low pressures from Alabama and western North Carolina here. And front of our switching from southern Nevada down around western Arizona down to Mexico here. And low pressure in eastern Colorado, New Mexico. 25 degrees in Detroit, 32 in Pittsburgh, 56 out in Washington, D.C., 62 in Atlanta, 75 in Miami, Florida, 72 in Brownsville, 55 in Dallas, Texas, 19 in Kansas City, 11 in Minneapolis, St. Paul, 22 in Chicago, 9 in Omaha, Nebraska. It's 1 below Great Falls, Montana, 37 in Seattle, 63 in San Francisco, 58 in Los Angeles, it's 33 out in Phoenix, Arizona, 56 in Albuquerque, Mexico, 55 in Salt Lake City, and 44 out in Denver, Colorado, 64 in Las Vegas. Okay, let's take a look at her radar picture here. And it shows a few spotty rain showers southeast, southeast of Nantucket here. And take a look at rain showers off the Nova Scotia coast while seeing some spotty snow showers around the central and east central portions of Nova Scotia. Some rain showers in the southeastern tip of Nova Scotia. Seeing some spotty snow showers in upstate New York around Champlain and some Quebec just around the Canadian-U.S. border. Rain and sleet off the southeastern portion of Newfoundland there, and some lighter snow showers from eastern Ontario and stretching out western New York around the Buffalo area, stretching from southern New York and down to western Pennsylvania, down to eastern Ohio, and down to northeastern Kentucky. While see some rain showers from southern Pennsylvania, stretching all the way down to West Virginia, and down to eastern Kentucky, Tennessee, down northern Georgia, and central portions of Alabama, and some rain showers off the southeastern Georgia and off of the Florida coast there, and some rain showers north of Denver, Colorado, and snow showers off the UP of Michigan, and some snow showers for the Yellowstone Valley of Wyoming, stretching out Montana, Idaho, and the eastern portions of Washington State, and some rain showers for northwestern portion of California, stretching up to Oregon, Washington State, and some sleeted snow from the Washington Cascades, and rain showers stretching all the way down Idaho, down to Utah, and some snow sleet around Vancouver, and the southeastern portions of British Columbia, and some southern tier of Alberta here. Okay, satellite looping shows a lot of clouds coming about the eastern portion of the country, western portion of the country, and some patchy clouds about the Dakotas down in Nebraska. And a lot of clouds coming up from British Columbia down to Saskatchewan, and patchy clouds from Ontario, stretching to the Canadian Maritimes. Okay. Forecast discussion here. A major winter storm will bring heavy snow to the region with blizzard conditions across southeast New England on Thursday. High pressure builds in drier, colder air with Tuesday and Thursday night to Friday night. 2 weather systems that affect over the weekend, bringing chance of snow on Saturday and rain and snow on Sunday. Near term update, 10 p.m. update, only change in the forecast was notified. Hourly temps and dew points to reflect better conditions. Otherwise, forecast remains a trap. New AM suggested very heavy snow events tomorrow around 15 Z across Connecticut and western central Massachusetts, moving into red hot and eastern Mass around 18 Z. Weather 35, UMAR of lift and snow cliff should expect high snow ratios. That's very strong lift is also collected the stability aloft for result in very strong response to the form of snowfall rates of 2 to 4 inches per hour. At times roughly 14 Z to 19 Z west to east. Given the magnitude of the force and the stability of present can rule out thunderstorm which could result in higher snowfall rates. This is a response to mid-level transition from an open way to close middle-level circulation directly over that region. This is when mid-level frontogenesis maximizes users east. NAM storm total GPS supports totals 8 to 16 inches across the region. As some months will be driven by exact location snow bands. At second map, so likely over Cape Cod and a coastal Pacific Canada. Oh yes. As but late in the afternoon region is very cold air. Begins to get a trade on the backside of the system with 925 millimeters dropping to 12 Celsius below by days and over southeast Massachusetts. It's very cold air will be transport via northeast winds over relatively warm nearshore waters yielded snowbands across coastal Plymouth and the Cape Enemy storm around 4 to 6 a.m. across Connecticut, west central Mass, and then into around the eastern Massachusetts 6 to 8 a.m. Snow immediately began moderate to heavy after the onset. We'll review all 008 guidance tonight before making an adjustment of snow totals. While previous total forecast are somewhat by 008 damn. And latest snowfall totals 10 to 15 inches from eastern Massachusetts into eastern Mass and central Massachusetts and southwest Massachusetts to Springfield and certain much of Rhode Island and interior Connecticut. Isolated 15 inches possible. My best bet would be on the South Shore. 6 to 9 inches snow for the Cape Downs and stretching out along New York City and coastal Connecticut, Rhode Island, the south coast of Massachusetts, while 5 to 9 inches from New Hampshire, Maine, and Vermont, and Worcester County, and Western Massachusetts, and stretching up upstate New York from Kingston and Albany and points north. Okay, we are under a winter storm warning here. Mains effect from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday, locations east of Massachusetts and Rhode Island. This also includes the cities and towns of Framingham, Lowell, Lawrence, Gloucester, Foxborough, Norwood, Cambridge, Boston, Quincy, Chesterton, Brockton, Fall River, New Bedford, Medford, Poison, Foster, Smithfield, Providence, Cutman, West Greenwich, East Greenwich, Warwick, West Warwick, Bristol, Narragansett, and Wesley, Newport. Hazard time, saving snow. Snow accumulation 8 to 14 inches. Time of snow will begin at 5 and 8 a.m. Thursday morning. The snow will fall. Every time Thursday afternoon before take off the snow showers. Early Thursday evening, impact 7 times to do. Snow covered roads and poor visibility. Snowfall rates at 2 to 3 inches. Ground to be possible times, along with some blown and drifted storms. Winds up to 10 to 20 miles an hour, gusts up to 45 miles an hour. Here. And whistle warning for heavy snow means that severe winter weather conditions are expected to occur. Significant amounts of snow are forecasted to make travel dangerous. Travel in emergency. You must travel keeping extra flash on food and water with you in case of emergency. Here. And blizzard warning make from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday. Location Eastern Plymouth County, Cape Cod, Martha's Vineyard, and then Block. Heavy snow blowing conditions and snow accumulation 8 to 14 inches and precipitation over spreads between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. Thursday morning. May green. It is a brief period of rain. A rain will change to snow by late morning. The snow will then fall heavy times Thursday afternoon before taking out the snow showers Thursday evening as heavy snow and strong wind will be. Resulting blizzard conditions Thursday afternoon. Early evening snowfall rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour will be possible times Thursday afternoon. Snow wind will create. Blowing and driven snow near water conditions at times. Travel not recommended Thursday afternoon evening and winds north for 25, 35 miles. Gusts up to 50 miles an hour. Visibility 1/4 mile or less than times and temperature in the mid-20s. And blizzard warning is this issuance to say winds are frequent gusting to 35 miles an hour and expected to considerable fall to driven blown snow. Visibility is become poor water conditions at times, so especially outdoors may become lost or distant snow. Persons in the warning areas are strongly advised to stay outdoors. Nope, stay indoors. You don't want to stay outdoors in the blizzard because this is very dangerous. Here, this is a very dangerous storm with snow and blown wind. Okay, future cast. Looking at the future cast. Snow's gonna be arriving in the Poconos and northwestern New Jersey and west Ontario, east Ontario, New York by about 2 a.m. and then 4 a.m., 5 a.m. is gonna be here in western Berkshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Vermont, and much of New York State, including New York City area, northern New Jersey, and Pennsylvania, and then it's gonna be in the central and western Mass, Connecticut, and New Hampshire, Vermont by about 7 a.m. and then 9 a.m. the snow's gonna be here by about 9 a.m. for much of all of New England from Mass, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and storm, sleet, and rain could be around the Cape Now, 0 by about 9 a.m. and then it could switch to snow by Martha's Vineyard by about 11 a.m. And look at the blues. These are heavy bands of snow stretching from southern New Hampshire down around western portions of Worcester County and down around southern Springfield, Mass, around Connecticut, and very heavy bands of snow around New Haven, Bridgeport, around Hempstead, Long Beach, and fall the dark blues. These are heavy bands of snow that can bring us up to 2, 3, 4. I wouldn't be surprised if we could get a couple of thunder snow strikes around during the blizzard here. And then, by about 3, 5, it's going to whittle down from east to west by about 1, 3, 5. This is going to be whittled out in western Massachusetts by the afternoon hours, and it's going to be central Massachusetts by about 8 p.m. and it's going to be ended by about 10, 11 o'clock. So, we're expecting a lot of snow, wind, and travel concerns here. So, take it easy, stay indoors, and wait until the snow's over. Okay, 7-day forecast. It goes like this. Alright, for the night, a chance of snow after 5 a.m. Mostly clouds, whatever. No around 27 degrees. Don't about 3 to 6 miles an hour. Temperature 30%. Little to no circulation expected for Thursday. Snow can be at every time. There is a blow snow afternoon. Temperature falling around 17 by 5 p.m. The northeast wind about 9 to 6 miles. Gusts at 34 miles an hour. Temperature is 1%. New circulation of 13 inches possible for Thursday night and chances of snow before 7 p.m. There is a blow snow before 9 p.m. Cloudy during the early evening and the gradual clear with a lower at 60 miles. Wind chill miles low 7 below. North first about 10 to 50 miles outside. 39 miles an hour. Touch 30%. New circulation less than 1 inch possible for Friday. Most likely about 24 degrees. And wind chill miles low 7 below. West wind about 8 to 40 miles outside. 31 miles an hour for Friday night. And snow likely after midnight. Mostly comes about 10 degrees. And coming becoming the southeast wind. 6 miles at midnight, just patient 7%. Saturday, snow like May before 10 a.m. Class count 1 hour, 36 degrees, just patient 7%. Sorry, and chance of snow sleep between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Then chance of snow freeze rate sleep after 5 a.m. Mostly class count about 30 degrees, just patient 40%. Sunday, freeze rate likely before 9 a.m. Then rain likely, cloudy skies have about 41 about 32 degrees, just patient 7%. Monday, most sunny forecast about 42 about 27 degrees. For Tuesday, most sunny forecast about 40 about 24 degrees. And for Wednesday, most sunny about 41 degrees. Peter's weather phrase of the night. Very treacherous storm for tomorrow. This is Utopia. Good night with a good Friday night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning with more report with the latest thunderstorm. I hope you all have a good night and stay safe tomorrow.